How can men have two lives? Both worlds isn't okay. Why don't they choose one? Because there's a whole bunch of different reasons why guys might have two lives. One might be because he's afraid that one life isn't really serving him, or it isn't really fulfilling all of his needs, or he wants something different, or there's variety, right? We're just talking about variety in this whole thing about cheating. What happens in relationships, and the reason that guys cheat, is because of something. It's a sad law. It's called the law of familiarity. And the law of familiarity states that anything that we're around often enough, we start taking it for granted. It starts becoming boring to us, just a little bit, right? And it accumulates over time. It starts becoming more and more and more and more boring. And eventually it's super boring, and you go, okay, you start looking to something else in order to fulfill that need of variety for yourself. And so, for instance, just think about like a song, a really great song that you heard like the first time, you're like, wow, that was good. And then you hear it the second time, you're like, awesome. Next thing you know, you have it on, playing on repeat, and you're listening to it all the time. You're like, oh yeah, the song's so great. And then after a while, it's a great song, but it's not as special anymore. And if you listen to it all the time, every single day, all day long, it doesn't matter how much you like a song. Eventually, you're going to get tired of it. But if you stop listening to it for a while, but you hear it every once in a while, like on the radio or something, or, randomly somebody else is playing it, you're like, yeah, that's awesome, or whatever. Right. And so that's creating variety, right? That's creating scarcity. That's building its value. That's making it more interesting and different, and not something that you're constantly around. And so you can actually do that in relationships. You can build that in relationships, and you don't have to go on vacation or something every week with a guy, but you can create space. You can create scarcity. You can build your value in his eyes. You can, pull yourself back. You can have your own life. You can, do all these different things that keep the variety and spice in the relationship that you have. Now, does that mean that, if you do that a guy will definitively, no matter what, absolutely no questions asked, never have a second life? No, it doesn't. Because like I said, some people are cultured to have this. Some people have patterns of this in their life. Some people have friends that are doing this as well. Some people, they want that. It's like a dirty little secret, an addiction that they have to it. And so, you can't find out what everything, everybody has, and all the things that are going on with everybody immediately the first time. But that's why you want to look for patterns. And that's why you want to slow things down when you're dating in relationships, so that you can start seeing more patterns of what's going on, with this person and what's going on with them, so that you can make sure that you are getting yourself into the best possible situation that you absolutely can. And so that's what you want to do. That's what you want to make sure you're doing.